Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of Steelers talk, answering your questions and breaking down everything about the team. As we gear up for what could be an exciting season ahead, there's no better way to connect with you all than through this mailbag segment, where your curiosity meets the latest insights on the black and gold. Whether it's about the defense, offense, coaching decisions, or potential trades, I'm here to give you honest takes and fresh angles on what's happening in Pittsburgh. Let's kick things off with a hot topic that's been buzzing around Steelers fans, the arrival of Aaron Rodgers. Now, the question on many minds is, can Rodgers really help the Steelers' defense by exploiting weaknesses during camp and practices? It's a fascinating thought, because Rodgers is known for his incredible football IQ and his ability to read defenses like few others, while the Steelers' defense is already highly regarded, especially with their pass rush and secondary depth. Having someone like Rodgers on the offensive side, challenging them daily could push them to another level. Think about it, when you face a quarterback with Rodgers' experience and savvy, you get exposed to tendencies and gaps that maybe even seasoned defenders overlook. Coaches will have to make quick adjustments, and players will be forced to tighten up their execution. That kind of internal competition in training camp is gold for any defense wanting to elevate their game before the regular season kicks off. Speaking of that defense, there's a lot to like. The Steelers have one of the deepest and most talented pass rush units in the league, a unit that's been known to cause nightmares for opposing quarterbacks. The linebackers, with guys like Patrick Queen and T.J. Watt, bring a perfect mix of speed, power, and instincts. On top of that, the safety group is looking solid with Minkah Fitzpatrick, Deshaun Elliott, and Juan Thornhill locking down the backfield. When you combine that with a revamped quarterback room, which now includes Rodgers, it feels like the Steelers are setting the stage for a defense that won't just make plays, but control games. That's the kind of blueprint a championship contender needs. Now, I want to shift gears a bit and talk about the wide receiver situation. There's been some speculation, especially from fans like Stryker, who believe the Steelers have a real chance to surprise some of the top teams this year. The question is, can Roman Wilson step up without the team adding another new wide receiver? It's a tough call because Wilson is still largely unproven in an NFL setting. He's barely had snaps in real games, so much of what we expect from him is based on potential and projections. But here's the thing, his style and skill set remind me a lot of Randall Cobb, who was a favorite target of Rodgers back in the day. That connection could really help Wilson develop into a key player, especially if Rodgers can work his magic and get the best out of him. Whether Wilson will be the breakout star, or if the team still needs to bring in more receiving help remains to be seen, but it's definitely a storyline to watch as we head into the season. And hey, feel free to drop your predictions. Will Wilson hit more than 4.5 touchdowns this year? It's a bold ask, but it's the kind of question that keeps the conversation alive. Moving over to the overall style of the game, some fans have asked if it's even worth focusing on defense anymore, given how the NFL has shifted towards offense with rules favoring passing and scoring. The short answer is yes, defense still matters, maybe more than ever. You can't win a championship relying solely on offense. As we've seen with the Steelers in recent years, their defenses have been solid, but without a competent offense, especially a strong running game and quarterback play, their chances fall flat come playoff time. Look at last season's Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. They dominated with a bruising defense, a punishing run game, and an efficient passing attack. The Steelers are clearly aiming to build a similar model, focusing on a stout defense while trying to improve their offensive weapons and line play. If they can pull that off, they'll be a tough team to beat. Speaking of defense and potential upgrades, one hot topic is the idea of trading for Jalen Ramsey. Imagine pairing Ramsey with Darius Slay and Joey Porter Jr. on the field at the same time. That nickel package would be one of the most formidable secondaries in the league. Ramsey's versatility and talent could take the defense to another dimension, making the Steelers' pass defense nearly impenetrable. Of course, trades like this involve cap considerations and draft picks, but if Pittsburgh manages to pull it off, it would signal a serious commitment to shutting down opposing passing attacks. Darius Slay, who's a veteran and a professional, would likely welcome Ramsey's presence because it would ease his workload and allow him to focus on specific assignments. It's the kind of move that could shake up the entire defensive landscape and elevate the Steelers into serious contender territory. On the offensive side, the spotlight is on the offensive line and running game. If the line performs well, blocking for the run and protecting Rodgers, the Steelers could have a breakout year offensively, but if the line struggles, the ceiling for the entire team drops significantly. Protecting a quarterback like Rodgers, who's 41 and not as mobile as he once was, is critical. The running game also needs to improve to take pressure off the passing attack. This is why the offensive line coach's role is so crucial, and if things fall apart again, the team might have to make changes there quickly. The offensive line is the foundation of any successful NFL team, and the Steelers are no different. A strong, cohesive unit up front can be the difference between a playoff run and a disappointing season. There's also been plenty of talk about whether the Steelers will add more wide receivers, and how that impacts the salary cap and roster decisions. Especially with players like TJ Watt needing new contracts, managing the cap is a tricky business. And the team has to balance keeping their stars while adding depth and talent. Trades, free agency, and extensions all factor in, but the front office has shown a willingness to be strategic. Bringing in a receiver like Amari Cooper could fit well with Rodgers' style, especially since Cooper is used to playing on the outside, which the Steelers need. Meanwhile, rumors about Keenan Allen have circulated, but while Allen might not love the idea of living in Pittsburgh, he hasn't completely ruled out joining the team. Sometimes it's about fit and opportunity, and with Rodgers now leading the offense, that could be enough to sway some players. Looking at individual performances, players like Zach Frazier have been turning heads. Frazier is emerging as one of the top centers in the league, and many believe he's on track for a Pro Bowl nod. His consistency and improvement since his rookie year have been impressive, and he looks poised to anchor the offensive line for years to come. That kind of stability in the trenches is invaluable, especially when you're trying to build a team capable of competing for championships year after year. As we get closer to the season, the big question remains how the young players will step up. The Steelers have a mix of youth and experience, and much depends on players like Calvin Austin III and Brick Jones making the leap and contributing in meaningful ways. The coaching staff and the front office clearly believe in their potential, but in the NFL, nothing is guaranteed. If these players perform, the Steelers' outlook brightens considerably. If not, there are plenty of skeptics predicting a tough year ahead. Finally, no conversation about the Steelers would be complete without mentioning the passion of the fans and the community around the team. This channel and others like it exist because of the enthusiasm and loyalty of Steelers supporters worldwide. It's that energy that fuels the conversations, the debates, and the hope every offseason. Whether you're optimistic or cautious about the upcoming year, one thing is clear: Steelers football always gives us something to talk about. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. A seismic shift could be on the horizon for the AFC North, as whispers grow louder regarding a monumental trade that would send quarterback Deshaun Watson from the Cleveland Browns to their bitter rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers. While nothing has been officially confirmed, sources close to both organizations suggest that the Browns are actively exploring options to move Watson, and the Steelers have emerged as a surprising yet significant suitor. The speculation intensified recently after reports surfaced that the Browns have confirmed their willingness to trade Watson for a package of draft picks. This comes amidst ongoing questions about Watson's availability and long-term future in Cleveland, following his significant guaranteed contract and persistent injury concerns. The Browns' supposed confirmation of a trade seems to indicate a desire to recoup assets and potentially move on from what has been a challenging tenure. Should these rumors materialize, the move would undoubtedly send shockwaves across the league. The Steelers, in search of a definitive answer at quarterback, are reportedly prepared to make a significant offer for Watson. Despite the inherent risks involved, the idea of Watson donning the black and gold, lining up against his former team twice a year, adds an undeniable layer of intrigue to an already fierce divisional rivalry. While the specifics of the proposed compensation remain shrouded in secrecy, the consensus points to a multi-pick deal that would grant the Browns some much-needed draft capital for their future. This developing story carries immense implications for both franchises and the AFC landscape as a whole. Will the Browns truly cut ties with their high-profile quarterback? And are the Steelers truly willing to invest heavily in a player with Watson's recent history? Only time will tell if this burgeoning rumor culminates in one of the most talked about trades in recent NFL memory. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.